Hey guys, this is Emily, founder of Mind Love Body, and believe it or not, I used to do fitness competitions, and I should say fitness competition because I only did one. And it was one of the most liberating, wonderful experiences I ever did in my life. I often consider doing them again, but the fact of the matter is just it hasn't happened yet. It's been about a year since my competition, and I want to give you the 5 things that I did in order to be able to handle it. So for those of you who don't know, prep life involves preparing all of your food ahead of time because everything is pre-measured, pre-calculated. Macros are 100% important. Every single gram counts. So everything is prepared. It's a very rigorous experience where you're either doing, if it fits your macros, which is eating a certain amount of macros per day. So think about a certain amount of calories, fat, carbs, all that kind of stuff. Or you're doing what I did, which is the system that worked well for me, and I have PCOS, I have endometriosis, so it's a number of hormonal imbalances that require a higher level of regulation in order to have success. So the way I did it was I ate every 2.5 hours, 5 to 7 meals a day. Everything was pre-planned, and I worked out twice a day, 5 days a week. To give you an idea of prep. So if you're thinking to yourself like, holy goodness gracious, that is a lot. It is a lot. I'm not even going into how you drink water, what kind of supplements, and all that stuff. So the 5 things that I did in order to stay on prep, the very, very first one was I got a coach. I had actually 2 coaches when I was prepping. I had one that was assisting me with nutrition. I had another one that was assisting me with workouts and with posing, which posing is a whole other issue we could talk on in a different video. So I went and I met with them every single week. We pinched body fat. We talked about my fitness. We talked about my nutrition. We talked about my sleep, my water, my stress, everything. Because you have to reevaluate every single week to make sure you keep on losing body fat and gaining muscle every week. So that's the very first thing. I was not afraid to spend the money and get a coach. I'm not saying you can do it, you can't do it without a coach. I'm just saying most people require a coach unless you are a personal trainer. And even if you are a personal trainer, you most likely have to ask some people who train fitness competitors on how to succeed because it is a very specific way of doing things. The second thing I did was I prepared everything. So I got my weekly shopping list for food on Sundays or Tuesdays, whatever day you get it on. I met with my coach on Wednesdays. So I'd go meet with her. Usually it was either rejoicing or crying afterwards. Rejoicing because I hit my goals, or crying because I worked my ass off and I didn't hit them. And then I'd have a whole nother system, which we'll step into next. I'd go to the supermarket and I would buy all my food for the week. And then I would go home and I would cook all night, literally more sweet potatoes, chicken, broccoli, asparagus, all the things that she put on my list. I'd have it pre-measured in bags and Tupperware and everything ready to go for the entire next 3 days. And then I froze the rest and put it in the freezer for the remainder of the week. So I prepped an entire week at once. It was pre-measured. I mean, every single meal, if you can imagine, it's a lot of room. And that was the way I was successful because then I could always just grab and go if I had to with it. So the next part I would do is planning is consistency. I knew the significance of timing. Especially with my conditions, I had to do everything at a particular time to achieve my goals. So with that, I had mapped out every single workout, every single eating, and I had timers on my phone go off whenever it's time to work out, eat, drink water, take supplements, whatever. I don't even know how many timers go off. I still have them on my phone today because it helps me remember everything that I did at that time. So we did consistency, we did prep, I had a coach. This one is very, very interesting, and I take it from yoga because I'm a yoga teacher, and it's practicing ahimsa. Ahimsa is non-violence to self. So just off the bat, doing prep work is extremely, extremely challenging on your body. So ahimsa to me meant a number of different things. One was I got weekly massages, and yes, it might sound excessive, but to me it was necessary because the amount of trauma I was putting in on my body, working out, it was close to 3 hours every single day. And no, there's lots of other ways to do it. You don't have to do 3 hours a day. It's just my body is different than yours. Okay, so for me I tried a lot of different methods. 3 hours was key a day. It didn't work for me when I did less, and it didn't work for me when I did more. So I went and I got massages every single week, and I did cupping as well. Freaking love cupping. If you haven't tried it, you need to get in on that. Another was if I was, you're always sore too, but if I was hurt sore, I skipped workouts. I did not work out if I was hurt, and I would allow myself to heal, knowing that that was what my body needed. I listened to my body. The third part of ahimsa for me was on days when I felt like I was going to crack, which was I would take my cheat meal, and cheat meals are very, very important. And when you talk to your coach, you'll understand the significance of it. But I tried to plan my cheat meals around times when I knew I was going to have a break in order to give myself a relaxation, so I wouldn't feel guilty about doing that. And then the last part was love, and that was I just formed a love for myself. I formed a love for my teammates as we competed, because the whole thing is you're being judged by your outside, and I always tell everyone, don't judge people's outsides to your inside, because the fact of the matter is, you can't, like a fitness girl, her whole life is around doing fitness when it comes to prep week and prep time. Like those are months and months and months of eating perfectly, and like not eating anything that you could possibly think tastes delicious. Like, well, I mean, I did get really into chicken and sweet potatoes and things like that on prep, and I really did love it. But the fact of the matter is, when you're on prep, it gets really boring with what you're eating. Now, mind you, I know there's lots of girls out there who had way different fitness plans than me, and there were even girls on my team working out different, eating different. The fact of the matter is, anytime I tried to get more lenient with mine, it just never worked out, and I'd go in reverse. So I had to stay extremely strict, probably more so than the average person. But I am proud of my results, because here I am, I'm a woman with PCOS, endometriosis. I missed national placement in my show by one spot. It was my very first show, so I'm extremely proud of that. And I also got all the way down to, I think it was 14% body fat, which if you know anything about those conditions, you know it's extremely difficult. So all of that, what does this sum into? It's motivation. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, I have PCOS, there's no way I could do prep, or you're thinking, oh, I want to do this, but I'm not sure, I have kids, whatever it might be, just know if you put these things in place, if you get a coach, if you prepare things ahead of time, if you plan out your week and have your consistency, if you take care of yourself, you allow yourself to rest, you do the massages, and then also if you love on yourself while you're in the process, you will be able to do it. And I know this is an offshoot, this is a totally different kind of video than I normally do, but it's a different side of me that I wanted to share with you guys. So I hope you enjoy this, I hope this helps, and I'll see you guys all in the next video. This is Emily with My Love Body. Bye guys.